Time for the Bias Sports Report. Breaking news, TSN finally asked Leafs GM Brian Burke his take on the NHL lockout. Finally. What took him so long? What we wanted to know. What do you think of the lockout, Burkey?
I think it's an ignorant question, and a gutless one, too.
In classic Burke fashion. He said he'll let the league comment on it because he won't. What a guy. What a beauty. ESPN has named the Toronto Maple Leafs the worst sports franchise in the last year. Yeah. They're good. They're good at being awful. This is based on fan relations, ownership, affordability, stadium experience, and title track record, amongst others. So you want to know who the least worst franchise is in the NHL? The best, let's say? Well, the Phoenix Coyotes, of course. Yeah, they're great, man. They're great. Every year, they're almost ready to leave. No fans go. Clearly, they know what they're doing. Speaking of the Coyotes, Shane Doan says he's staying in Phoenix now. After weeks of us wondering who's stupid enough to give him $7.5 million a year, turns out no one is, right? Not even you, Brian Burke.
I think it's an ignorant question, and a gutless one, too.
Won't be that way. Opening weekend in the NFL was eventful, notably the scab officials who were missing play calls and penalty calls like left, right, and center, interference penalties, calling plays, like penalties on plays that weren't even penalties on them, punishing guys for taking their helmets off even though the helmet fell off during the play, handing out bonus timeouts like candy canes at Christmas time. I don't know where they found these guys, man. These guys are terrible. I don't know how much they pay the officials in the NFL. Whatever it is, you can afford it. Just pay them so we can get these guys out of there. It's costing people money on their Pro Line tickets, man. Speaking of the NFL, the Monday Nighter at the Brewhouse tonight. Win a Ravens helmet, prizes, $9.99 Bud Schooners. There's my cheap plug. A female Chicago Bears fan fell off a mobile stripper pole yesterday at a tailgate party. Just don't be bringing that mobile stripper pole into Lloydminster, I tell you what. People go crazy if you do that. And not in the good way. Not even if it's covered in Riders logos. They won't care. Riders won the Banjo Bowl because the Bombers decided to punt for a single rouge, whatever it's called, and not try to kick a 42-yard field goal. Meanwhile, you got David Akers down there in the NFL kicking 63-yard field goals like they're nothing. Remind me why the CFL is better again? Because they're not kicking 42-yard field goals, they're kicking 63 ones instead. I don't know. Bombers coach Tim Burke is taking all the heat and blame for the decision to go for the rouge single point thing. Tim Burke, is he related to you, Brian Burke?
I think it's an ignorant question, and a gutless one, too.
They could be related, those two. And SUNshine Girl Danisha, whatever, plays for the Toronto Triumph of the LFL.
LOL.
Oh, the LFL. Not the LOL. Lingerie Football League. She says she was offered a CFL contract, but she only plays for pro football, so